I feel like nobody is talking about how bad it's really getting out there. And when I say bad, I'm not talking about one isolated problem. I'm not talking about one expensive grocery bill, one bad month, one person who lost a job, or one family struggling to pay rent. I'm talking about the overall feeling of everyday life. Something has changed. Something feels deeply unstable. And everywhere I look, I see people trying to act like this is normal. It doesn't feel normal to me. Everything costs too much. Rent costs too much. Food costs too much. Transportation costs too much. Insurance costs too much. Going out costs too much. Ordering something to eat costs too much. Even the little things that used to make life enjoyable without requiring much thought suddenly feel like financial decisions. You walk into a store for a couple of things, and somehow you're standing at the register wondering how the total got that high. You grab some food and look at the price and think, for this? You look at your bills and wonder where your money actually went. And people keep saying, well, you just have to budget better. Budget what? At some point, there has to be enough money coming in to actually budget. You can rearrange the numbers all you want. But if everything keeps getting more expensive while your income barely moves, eventually the math stops working. That's what I think people don't understand. Millions of ordinary people aren't asking to live like celebrities. They're trying to maintain ordinary lives. Place to live. Food. Transportation. A phone. Electricity. Maybe occasionally going somewhere and enjoying themselves. That's not some extravagant lifestyle. That's life. But increasingly, even an ordinary life feels expensive. And then there's the job market. People will tell you jobs are available. Okay. But talk to actual people looking for work. They are filling out applications. They're uploading resumes. They're creating accounts on employment websites. They're answering questionnaires. They're doing interviews. They're waiting. And waiting. And waiting. Sometimes they never hear anything back. You can apply for 20 jobs and hear from 2. You can have years of experience and still get rejected. You can watch companies announce layoffs while everybody is simultaneously being told that the economy is doing fine. That's where this strange disconnect comes from. People hear one story and live another. You can show somebody a chart telling them everything is improving, but if their rent went up, their groceries went up, their insurance went up, and they're afraid of losing their job, that chart isn't going to make them feel secure. People experience the economy through their lives. They experience it when they open the refrigerator. They experience it when the rent is due. They experience it when they check their bank account. They experience it when their car needs repairs. They experience it when their hours get cut. They experience it when an emergency happens and they realize they don't have enough money to absorb it. That's reality. And I think people are exhausted. Not just physically exhausted, mentally exhausted. There is this constant pressure hanging over everything. What's next? What bill is coming? What happens if something breaks? What happens if I lose my income? What happens if the rent increases again? What happens if my company starts laying people off? What happens if technology eliminates my job? What happens if I can't keep up? It creates this feeling that you're constantly running, but never actually arriving anywhere. You work, you pay. You work, you pay.